Falcheleno Ardnemetanatuha is Mission Yalavan Ardri Osenkaun. Welcome to Ardnemetanatuha. I am Ardris Yalavan. I will be hosting you today. Today we'll be discussing the establishment of terminology between the P Gaelic and the Q Gaelic, between the Cymraeg and the Gaelic. Here at Ardnemetan, we use Ghaedhlig, not Cymraeg, although the fundamental basis of the two systems is similar, and in many cases the same. Similar, more similar than the same, but similar. We use a number of common style terms, so I'm going to be running through those terminologies today. And I'm going to start with a quote from Caesar's de Bello Gallico 6:18. Gallice omnis ad dite patre prognatus predicunt, ibque ad druidibus proditum dicunt. The Gauls affirm that they are all descended from a common father Dis, and say that it is this tradition. This is the tradition of the Druids. There is also a tradition amongst the Druids which states, Yedraya moye targochenje, O God of Druids, my God above all other gods, which gives notion to the idea that the Druids held an idea of what the Hindus refer to as Mahadev, or a high god, a god above gods. So the what the Greeks would call protogonus, Phanes eris protogonus, the first amongst like-natured gods to dwell, or the self-begotten god from which the mother and the father of the gods produce all the rest of the gods. Some people refer to this as a pseudo-monotheism, so it is a high god above all gods, so a monotheistic type, but all the gods are still referenced and allowed and accepted within that pantheon. Now, ultimately, the adaptation that we're making here is from Iolo Morganwg's work. Call it a forgery if you will. It is the oldest, most complete theology that we have from the Celtic tribes of that time. Hence its inclusion. It is being edited for a Canadian audience and for application using a Q Gaelic for the Uineal resident in Canada, which is why we're going to go through some terminology comparisons between the P Welsh Cymraeg and the Q Scots Gaelic. As I say, we use Gaelic. Now, Hugh, or Dewy, in the Welsh tradition, known as God, in Scots is also referred to as Jah, D-I-A, which is also Jah, the famous Jah. As well, it is also referred to as Aedh, which is a word meaning eternal, and it references an ancient king said to be eternal. This is the dispotter of that pantheon. Now, in Welsh, you have the place where God alone can dwell. This is the Ceugant, which means infinity. Now, in Gaelic, this is Siorach. Siorach means infinity. This is the Ceugant, where God alone may dwell. Now, they also have Gwynvydd, which we equate to heaven, or Tairngiri, the land of promise. This is said to be liberty. This is what the word it derives from the word liberty. So Siorach is the word that we use for Gwynvydd in Scots Gaelic. Abred, this middle earth that we inhabit, through which the progression of our lives move from non-existence into Gwynvydd to rest forever in perpetual glory next to Ceugant, or Siorach, is Adharta in the Scots Gaelic. So Adharta means progress, which is Abred. Now, Annwyn, which is the nothingness from which all life emerges, after life subdues it and after life uniting itself with the dead brings forth the progression of all life through Adharta. This void, this nothingness, is referred to as Neamhni, which is cognizant with the word for the number zero, which is Njoni. So Neamhni is like the invocative of zero. Now, there is a demon dwelling in the Welsh, known as Cythraul, which translates as demon. So we use the term Deamhan, which is the Gaelic word for demon. Now, there is the Lord of Annwyn, known as Awrann, in the Welsh system. In the Scots system, we have Donn, who is the Lord of Tirfahone, the land under the waves, or the land of darkness, the land of death. His name means dark. Literally, it means brown, but Donn means dark, and it is cognizant with evil. And so Awrann in the Welsh system is Donn in the Gaelic system. Now, the Welsh speak a lot about Awen and the presence of a pervading spirit that imbues all life. This is the Awen in the Welsh tradition, spirit, which we in the Gaelic tradition refer to as Imbas. And it is that Imbas that drives our consciousness forward through its progress through Adharta into its eventual resting in Gwynvydd, next to the in Gwynvydd, which we call Saoirse, next to the Siorach, which is the place where only God can dwell. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to hearing your comments.